Welcome back to the Fly Lab. So this is going to be a redo of a video that I already did. It's the Spring Kebari fly. I got a chance to go fish this in some different variations up on the river, and I wanted to redo the video because A, I said the name of the yarn incorrectly. It's actually grouse, it's not paprika. And B, I wanted to show you two variations of it, a couple of ways you can tie it. So first, let me show you the, so this would be like the wet fly version here. See if I can get that in there so you can see the tail. So this would be the wet version of it. You could also use this as a dry on a tenkara rod. It works really well to manipulate it and kind of bring it up to the surface. So this is a Firehole 315 size 14. So that's this guy here, if you can see that. And this is a great hook. So you can fish this under the water, you know, with or without weight. You can just add a weight, you know, like 3 to 5 inches above on the tippet, above this fly. Fish is great if you want to get it deep that way. Or you can just fish it without any weight and just kind of let it sink. It's a nice heavy hook, so it'll have enough weight to get down a bit. I've used this in some highly pressured rivers and in the Provo River, and it works fantastic. I caught a ton of fish on it, both up towards the surface as well as down deep using a little weight. So that's the kind of the wet fly version, but also more of a traditional Kebari type pattern. And then I'm going to tie this one as a dry fly version. So we're going to use a fulling mill hook. This is going to be a ultimate dry fly hook. So this will be a size 14 again. And that's an ultimate dry. So it's that guy, the 35050. So the yarn I'm going to use for this, again, is the YLI Silk. It's that guy, number 249. It's a purple. So we are going to start by putting a couple of wraps on here, and then we'll trim that off. Okay, and then the yarn is the Shetland Spindrift Grouse. So I'm going to get it right this time. So it looks like this. It's not paprika. Yes, I called it paprika a lot. It's not. Sorry about that. Hopefully you didn't go buy that one thinking that was the one, but that's okay. We'll get this fixed. So what I do is it comes in, you know, it comes with two main pieces just woven together. So what I do is I just untwist it. These are just twisted together, so it's pretty easy to untwist them. And then you just split them apart like this. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it on the end here, and we're just going to lock that in. I usually lock it down first because otherwise on these hooks, they're just really slippery. So I want to get a nice lock in there with it first, just so it's not slipping around on me later. For the ribbing, we're going to use this ultra wire. It's a Brassie Sculpin Olive. This is going to be our ribbing wire. Thought I had some ready to go. Apparently I don't. And this, you know, this ribbing just gives it a nice subtle look. I think another one that would work good, I tried it, and I don't really know that it makes a difference. So, but I also was playing around with this Semperfli Damsel Green, and in a 20 millimeter, so that's kind of similar to a small. Might want to even go a little finer on that, but that's another wire you can try. It's kind of got a nice green color to it. The ribbing definitely stands out a little more, but I kind of like this one where it's just really subtle. Okay, so we're going to add on the wire here. And then last we are going to put on the tailings. So I'm just going to use some medium Pardo. Just grab a few of those fibers, something like that. Line them up. You know, probably about the hook shank, maybe a little shorter is good. I'm just going to kind of measure that out, and we'll just place it right there. So I actually just fished these up on the middle Provo River as a dry, and I treated the hackle with a little bit of dry shake, and it just killed it. Great, did really well with this one. Okay, so now we're at the point where we can apply our dubbing. So now this time I'm going to just spin the dubbing up. I want a really nice tight rib with this, so we're just going to twist it. So I'm literally just twisting this so it's really tight. You'll see it kind of get, like a really tight weave on it. So here we go. And as you go, if it starts, you may need to give it another couple of twists just as you go to keep it really nice and tight. I'm not using my little thread keeper because the light is in the way, but that's all right. Okay, so I'm going to stop about right there. I want to leave enough room for the head. So we'll just throw in a couple of wraps in front and behind and trim that out. Okay, and then we'll apply the ribbing. Here, I'm going to use this thing this time. Okay, so let's just add on the ribbing here. And I'll just try and go in the opposite way that we went on the starting way with the yarn. So we'll just give that a nice tight few wraps like that. That should be good. Okay, and then we'll lock that in. A couple of wraps in front, a couple behind and over it. And then just helicopter that off. Okay. Next, we're going to build up the head. So we're just going to take the thread, build a nice big head down here at the front. And then just behind that. So for the hackle, you can either use a Partridge. So I've got this, grade 1 hairline Partridge. Works really well. It's got tons of nice tiny little feathers on it. But, so that works great. I like that more on the curved shank hook, this first one, that Firehole 315 in a size 14. You can also go 12s, but I think 14s just seem to work a little better, especially on the dries. But I'm going to use a stiff hackle for this, and this is a Rooster saddle. Now you can use any kind of a dun. This one is kind of a, see how it's got kind of this really nice gold and tan and different browns. There's actually like some different colors in this one. So this is one that I got at Fly Fish Foods. So they said they had it custom made for them. I have no idea, but it is really nice. And so this hackle feather is going to have a shiny side and a more of a dull side. I'm going to put the lighter shiny side going up towards the hook eye. And the reason we do that is so we can see it a little bit better. So I'll trim this guy off. Okay, so from here, so we will just begin wrapping the hackle. So probably 2 or 3 turns should do it. Like that. Then we'll trim out the excess. Next, we're going to put a little dubbing on here. Just some peacock ice dub. It's one that I like to use. You don't need a ton. And you just want to probably put it on in small little clumps and just twist it on there. Get it nice and tight. So we'll just get a nice little dubbing noodle there. that, and then we will whip finish right in there. So 3 or 4 turns to whip finish it. Break that off, and then that's it. That's the fly. So that's the dry fly version. The what I do is I just treat with some of the Shimazaki dry shake. I'll just treat the hackle only. So use a little bit of their primer, and then just treat that hackle, and you know, that'll get it floating quite nice. Another thing you could do if you're not fishing with a tenkara rod is you can just clip off the bottom of the hackles, and you'll just have the top part, and so the rest of the fly will tend to sink. It kind of looks a lot like an emerger because this yarn will soak up water, and it'll definitely hang under the water. So I think that actually really helps to attract fish to it. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya.